A lot of you guys have been asking me to go over the upcoming college football game made by EA and give my opinions and predictions on the game before it releases this summer. First, for those out of the loop, I'll go over the small amount of information we currently have on this game, and then I'll give some predictions. The last college football video game was made by EA, called NCAA Football 14. It's been over 10 years since then, with only the rare indie games such as Maximum Football 20 trying to fill the void. In 2021, EA announced that the series was returning. Instead of using the NCAA license like they did in previous years, EA is renaming the game to College Football 25, instead of something like NCAA Football 25. EA negotiated with individual schools and players rather than the NCAA, and athletes are actually getting paid this time around. If you remember from a few years ago, recent Madden titles had colleges in face of the franchise mode, where EA went out and individually worked with a few schools to be featured in Madden for the career mode. That was the first step, and now College Football 25 is slated to release this summer. College athletes get the choice to opt into the game, which gets their name, image, and likeness in the game, along with $600 of compensation and a free copy of the game. If a player continues playing college football in future years, EA will compensate them yearly for appearing in the game. To opt in, athletes must have an official university email address. For the first year of the game, there will not be any face scans, but EA hinted that face scans could come down the road, either with updates or future iterations of the series. If an athlete does not opt in, however, EA will put a generic player in their place with attributes based on that school's strengths and weaknesses at that position over the last decade on average. Players such as you or I will be able to edit rosters and create players, but players who opt out will be blocked from being created in-game. So if an athlete such as Arch Manning opted out of being in the game would not allow you to create a player named Arch Manning. Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit have confirmed themselves that they will be the commentary team in the upcoming game, along with David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Kevin Connors, likely for a pre-game college game day presentation package. All 134 FBS schools have agreed to be in the game. No FCS schools will be in the game at launch, however. All bowl games and the 12-team college football playoff will be in the game, along with 10 FBS conferences and the Heisman Trophy. Coaches, however, will not be in the game, as EA said their main focus was getting athletes, schools, and traditions in the game first. However, EA did say that coaches could have an opportunity to opt in with future releases, just not 25. Despite not having coaches, EA is apparently working hard to make sure every school's playbook, recruiting style, and traditions are authentic and unique. Their plan for gameplay is to show that wide-open aspect of explosive gameplay in college football. The game is confirmed to be using the Frostbite engine, just like Madden has for Madden 18 through the latest release Madden NFL 24. EA has been capturing sounds from different stadiums, and they've been creating models and renders of stadiums and schools for a while now. EA confirmed that all 134 teams will have all of their 2024 uniforms and alternates. Despite using the Frostbite engine, the way EA describes this game is that it has been built from the ground up, so nothing has been carried over from NCAA 14. However, because the game is running on the Frostbite engine, it only makes sense that a lot of the gameplay and physics will be borrowed from Madden, but that has not been confirmed. Holt has specifically mentioned Road to Glory and Dynasty mode in interviews, so those modes are expected to return. Specifically, EA mentioned that the new transfer portal, new recruiting practices, and the NIL will be featured in those game modes at launch. Will Create a School be in the game? We don't know yet, but Holt stated that customization is going to be a big part of the game outside of recreating opted-out athletes. Rumors have suggested that Dynasty mode is the top focus for the game, not Ultimate Team, but those are just rumors. And that is everything we currently know about College Football 25 as of February 25th, 2024. More details are expected in May, along with a full gameplay trailer. So what are my predictions for this game? Honestly, I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I believe it will most likely be the best football game EA has released since NCAA Football 14, and with good reason. Let's assume that gameplay is copied over from Madden NFL 24. That's not great, and I'm sure most of us would be ecstatic if the gameplay was built from the ground up. But let's just assume for a second that the gameplay is just Madden 24. Even if that is the case, I still think this game can be good. One of my biggest issues with Madden over the years is simply how stale and repetitive it has become. We have had the same announcers since 2016, the same generic presentation, the same teams, playbooks, stadiums, relocation teams, game modes, etc. for a long time. At the very worst, College Football 25 will be something fresh and different. The new announcers, the lack of NFL or even NCAA involvement or ruling over the game, the college bands, mascots, uniform stadiums, playbooks, and more will all be new. Even if the game is just Madden with a fresh coat of paint, that fresh coat of paint will make the game. We've been starving for a fresh coat of paint. A Dynasty mode built from the ground up will provide a new gameplay experience compared to Madden's stale franchise mode. 134 schools is a lot more to play with than 32 NFL teams. There should be zero limitations for Create a School as well if that feature is included in the game. In-game presentation should be so much better than it is in Madden. So even in a worst case scenario, with the gameplay just being a copy and paste of Madden 24, the game should still be worth checking out. There would be criticism of the gameplay, and rightfully so, but as I said in my recent video on Madden's presentation, mediocre or even bad gameplay can be more easily ignored when wrapped in a better package. Madden's gameplay is so obviously bad because the dull and lifeless presentation surrounding it does very little to distract you from all of the game's technical issues on the field. Best case scenario, however, has this game looking epic. Imagine if they spent all this time rebuilding and fixing the gameplay found in Madden and turned it into something at least decent. Imagine all the new playbooks and option plays. Imagine an online connected Dynasty mode with friends. Imagine a historic game mode where you can play as, say, Vince Young in the Rose Bowl for Texas and recreate historic moments in college football history. The sky is the limit for this series, and EA spending numerous years working on it behind the scenes with a separate team from Madden is only going to be a good thing. They even got the College Football Revamped team who made that NCAA 14 mod to help with this game. In terms of sales, Madden is a given, considering it's been the only NFL game for 20 years. It doesn't have to be good to perform well. This game is different, and I feel like EA will be putting in more effort than usual, as more critical eyes will be on this game than any specific recent Madden release. Imagine actually good crowd noise during away games at big schools, instilling fear into your small school QB, and all the chants, and all the fight songs being played by the bands after a score. The atmosphere of college football is so important. And with EA claiming to be focusing on traditions and making the experience feel authentic for every school, I expect the vibe here to be much stronger than it has been in Madden in a long time. Could the game have glitches and bugs and be broken at launch? That is always a possibility with EA. But Madden is already broken every year, and with all of these confirmed features, from Dynasty mode to Road to Glory, to a new commentary team, to college game day presentation, to 134 schools, at the very worst, this game will still be better all around than Madden 24. Will it be better than NCAA Football 14, however? That's going to be the real question, because that's actually a respectable bar to cross. With online Dynasty mode, modern features, updated schools and playbooks, and more, there's a good chance the game could be better. Gameplay and overall polish will be the main concerns. Will it be closer to Madden on the field, or something more unique? Will the game run smoothly and work at launch? Will the servers be okay for online play and online Dynasty? We will have to wait and see, but the gameplay trailer, expected to release in May, should give us a better idea. I really hope the game has an epic intro like this NCAA 11 one.
It's the sound you've waited months to hear.
I'm taking a wait and see approach with this game, but unlike the last decade of Madden releases, I'm actually feeling optimistic and hopeful leading up to the release of College Football 25. I think that while Madden 24 is not a good game, the gameplay in it is a lot less annoying than it has been in previous years. And while it's not even close to something like All Pro Football 2K8, the gameplay is much better than it has been in Madden since 25, in my opinion. That's not a high bar to cross again, but it's something. It's not the worst base EA could use if they are in fact porting gameplay over from Madden. Could you imagine, for example, if this college game had Madden 19's gameplay instead? It could be a lot worse, and for all we know at this point, gameplay might not even be ported over from Madden. So this is just the worst case scenario we're talking about. Regardless of whether the game uses Madden's gameplay or not, EA knows that eyes are on them with this release, and I'm sure they don't want to embarrass themselves after spending so much time and money getting 134 schools and thousands of players in the game. Modern sports games usually don't improve year to year due to the yearly release not giving developers enough time to really do anything major. But this game has been in development for a few years now. I'm expecting something at worst decent, with potential to be great. Maybe that's surprising coming from me, but so far, all signs are pointing towards this game looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. EA did not pay me to say this, I am not a game changer or partner with them in any way, and if the game is actually trash, I will let you guys know when I review it. But for now, I see no reason not to be optimistic with the limited information we currently have. Thanks for watching.